Welcome to another video, guys. I'm Kris and today we're gonna talk about 15 Hearthstone tricks you probably don't know about. I've had this video on my mind for quite a while and it's finally time to make it. It includes a lot of cool things and features a lot of people don't know about, and some of these tips can really improve your overall Hearthstone experience, so stick around to the end. Number 11 will shock you. I am curious to know which of these tips and tricks you didn't know about, or if you have some tips that you think I should have included in this video, so drop a comment below and let me know. A subscribe and a like is also greatly appreciated. Now let's get into the tips. Starting off with buying packs in the store with gold. Did you guys know you can actually buy up to 50 packs from the shop by double clicking on the one pack? Once you do it, a field appears where you can insert the number of packs you wish to purchase. 50 is the max, since if you write 51, nothing happens. It's a really neat feature and I think everybody should know about it. I've actually seen even Hearthstone streamers that didn't know about this feature, so share this with your friends and see if they know. From buying packs with gold to buying packs with cash. I've talked about this tip quite a lot, so I'll just quickly mention it here. You can probably buy cheaper packs and expansions and any Blizzard items from the Battle.net shop. You can change the letters in the link from EU to US or to Asia. Just change the letters and you will be able to shop from another region for a lower price. If you're from Europe, you can shop from the American server and it will be at least 10% cheaper for you, which is nice. Just make sure not to use Blizzard Balance for that, but instead your PayPal or your bank card. You can see more on this topic from a previous video of mine. Another quick pack related tip is that you can actually open packs with the spacebar. This comes in really handy when you have to open 100 or 200 plus packs, and it really saves you a lot of time. First world problems, I know. The next two are more for the newer players, but I've seen people ask about it in Facebook, so I included them. You can change your hero skin from your collection. There, in the upper right corner, you have an icon. There, you can make a favorite skin for each class, and you can browse around to see the other skins too. You can even make a deck-specific favorite skin. To do that, go into a deck for a class where you have more than one skin and you will get that icon again. This way, you can have, let's say, your Murloc Shaman with a Morgul skin and your Quest Shaman with a Rastakhan. Nice, huh? Now let's talk about the card backs. Again, you can select a favorite card back from my collection, next to the skin icon, and you can select a favorite card back for a specific deck as well. Not too long ago, Blizzard also added a random card back option, which is a nice feature to have fun with as well. If you want to hear more about card backs, check out my last video. It's quite detailed, and you can learn about all the card backs you can still get for your collection. While we're still in the collection, did you guys know you can actually filter your cards in many different ways? The simple way is from the bottom left button, where you can select different expansions, but you can also search very specifically in the search bar too. You can type missing for all of the cards you are missing in standard, golden for all your goldens, extra for all of the extra cards you have for dusting, and you can even specify for golden legendaries, for instance. A cool command, for example, is owned 2.9+, which shows you your cards where you own more than 9 copies of, for some quick dusting. You can even search for a card where you can't remember the exact name of. With the command has 2 dots, let's say the card adds 2 1/1s to your hand. You just type has 2 dots, add 2, and it will show you all of the cards that have that text. Don't forget to click crafting if you know you're missing that card. Filters for your card collection is a really broad topic, so if you want me to make a separate video about that, just let me know. The next tip is about organizing your deck collection, and it comes from one of my biggest supporters, Trim. I didn't know about this, but you can actually move around your deck positioning with the help of Convert to Wild and Convert to Standard. If you want to bring a deck from your first page to your last page, convert it to Wild and it will be your last deck. Convert it back to Standard and now it will be your last Standard deck. Just be careful doing this with legit Wild decks, because if you convert it to Standard, you will lose your Wild cards in that deck and you will have to add them back again. Here's another tip for beginners. You can actually swap your quests for something better. There is a little X on top of each quest and you can press that once a day. It's always a good idea swapping out your 50 gold quests in hopes of something better. Mind-blowing stuff, I know. It took me 3 or 4 months to figure this one on my own, so I hope this helps some of you out. Moving down to some more advanced stuff that can really help you in the current quest meta and overall. If you pay close attention to your opponent's hand in the mulligan phase, you can actually see if he doesn't mulligan any cards away. When the cursor is on top of a card, it has a red border, but when your opponent doesn't hover over them, it means he kept all of them. If he doesn't hover over his first card, maybe he has a quest deck, so you can mulligan accordingly. This is all information you're getting before you accept your mulligan. When you do accept your mulligan, you will see the exact number of cards he kept. Knowing if your opponent kept his starting hand or has a completely random one really can help you in your decision making. Your playstyle will probably be different against a perfect mulligan or against a completely random one, so keep that in mind and use it to your advantage. If he kept his mulligan, you can probably even figure out the exact cards he kept, so play accordingly. The next tip is also one that Trim shared with me. You can click on cards your opponent played for faster animation times. This way you can speed up the animation of Zul'jin, Shudderwalk, and even cards like Evil Miscreant. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Now let's talk about the Shaman totems. I'm a bit ashamed of this, but it actually took me a really long time to learn this tip. I even hit Legend before I realized this one, but hey, better late than never, right? A Shaman can never roll the same totem. This means if you have a taunt totem on the board, you will never roll another taunt totem, but instead one of the 3 others. If you have all 4 of the totems, you won't even be able to hero power again, and this part I actually learned just right now. I legit had to record this part over. Wait, what? Oh my god, that actually... I actually didn't know that! I can't summon a 5th totem! God damn, I have to change the video! Same goes for the now wild Paladin Horseman, and that is how people were able to consistently win with that deck too. How long did it take you guys to learn this basic game knowledge? Moving down to a more specific and less known tip. When you're playing with a friend to help them finish a quest, or you're doing a trade on Challenge a Friend quest or something like that, and you want to finish the game as fast as possible, you can actually concede with the quest completed at 15 total life points. If you concede above 15 life points early in the game, the quest won't count, but if you're 15 or less, it will work like a charm. Keep in mind that the game also counts armor as life points as well. So even if you're at 1 HP with 15 armor, you will still not get the quest if you concede early. There's also a time limit and a turn limit that will let you concede even above 30 health, but I'm not certain what those are, and knowing the 15 HP trick is enough for you to finish quests in 2 minutes or less, so who cares? From tips for good friends, we're jumping over to tips for bad friends. We've all had that instant friend invite after a lucky game. If you choose to accept that invite, 9 times out of 10 you will get flamed at, and that is not something you should be okay with. You can actually report people for flaming you in Hearthstone, so people like that get what they deserve. It's never okay to flame people in Hearthstone. Unless they're intentionally roping little bit. Anyway, to report someone for flaming you, just go to the Battle.net client. Click on your friends on the upper right corner, right-click on the friend you want to report and select the appropriate reason and give details. For those of you who do like to flame people after games, no, it is not worth the risk. Blizzard does take actions for reports like that, so choose wisely. And the last 2 tips are about HS Deck Tracker. I only recently learned this first tip and it's really helpful. You can actually adjust the size of the secret prediction in Deck Tracker. A Twitch viewer of mine, MTG, might told me this one, and you can do it from the options menu. From there, first you need to check the advanced options box, now go to opponent, and with green you will see secret scaling. Now you can select the size of the secret prediction of your liking. And the final tip is about the board attack counters and the timers on HS Deck Tracker. I've been asked about this many times on stream, so here's how you do it. We're still at opponent, so to turn the damage counter for your opponent's board, click Show Board Attack Counter. This way, you will know exactly how much damage your opponent has on the board, and you don't need to manually count it every time. Same goes for your attack counter as well. Go to Player and click it. And for the turn counters, you go to General and you remove the Tick from Hide timers. Now you will know exactly how much time you have to take your turn, and it's also cool knowing how much time you and your opponent took for your turns as well. So these were the tips, guys. I hope you enjoyed them and I hope you learned something new. If you liked the video, hit it with a like, and if you want to see more, drop that subscribe as well. Thanks for watching. I'm Kris05 and I'll see you in my next video.